Okay, so I am Marcus Trice, and I am doing a video for our week 5 assignment number 2. And this is for FTT 111-6584, firearms inspection and troubleshooting. So with this particular assignment, I thought I would do a video, and the reason being is I actually have the particular firearm that we're doing the assignment on. And so I thought I would just show this firearm in the video and what I would do as far as inspecting it and repairing that particular malfunction, and I believe it was the extractor. So let me get to that portion of our video here. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the Walther P22. It's probably one of my favorite firearms. I actually used this firearm to qualify as an, believe it or not, as an NRA firearms instructor. This is in .22 caliber, and we will go ahead and make sure that this firearm is clear and safe to inspect. Over here, there's nothing but wooded area, so I'm putting the gun in a safe direction. I am releasing the magazine with the magazine release here, and it's empty. I'm gonna pull a slide back and utilize the slide stop. I'm gonna look inside. There's nothing in there. I'm gonna put my finger in there. There's nothing down in the magazine well. And now I'm gonna go ahead and utilize the book here in how to take the firearm apart. I'm gonna release the slide. Now, what's interesting about this firearm is in order for the hammer to drop, you need to have the magazine in the magazine well. So this firearm comes apart with a pull down tab. So you pull that down and then you have to slide it back and up and off. And it's pretty tricky. And then up. So there you go. So this is as you can see, this is a straight blowback firearm, all right? And here we have the recoil rod and recoil spring. Here is the fixed barrel, okay? And for this particular assignment, it says we have safety precautions that we just took care of, a summary of the disassembly procedure, which we just did, explain how to remove the broken component, which I'm going to get to, and what steps would you take after addressing the malfunction. What reference material have you accessed? Well, obviously I'm using a gun and I'm using the book, Automatic Pistols Assembly, Disassembly. And the stated problem was customer brings you a Walther P22 and states that the spent casings keep getting stuck in the chamber after firing. So with that in mind, I would do an inspection of the chamber to make sure that it is A, not dirty, B, not doesn't have any damage to it or burrs, and then after that, I would actually clean it just to make sure. I would clean that, and then I would move on to the slide, and I would be really, my main concern would be to address the extractor here. So the way that it's worded, he's saying that the spent casings are getting stuck. So I would say that it would be the extractor here that is not functioning, and more than likely, if the hook on the extractor could be worn or broken, or it could be the spring that's in behind the extractor. So what I would do is I'm not going to poke it out, but there's a pin here on the back, and you would push this pin out, and as you push this pin through to the other side in here, you would push it out, and then it would release the extractor, and then you can pull it out along with the spring to examine it. Now I'm going to just go over to the book here, and it is on page 726, and it's talking about getting to the extractor and the extractor spring, and it's step number 4, and it actually shows you how to do it. And so that's a really nice thing about these books that we have for the class. I know that they're online. I know that I have purchased one already because I couldn't download it. But I would recommend to any of the students in the class that they actually purchase these books, and I intend to purchase all 4 of them. But anyway, with that said, so then this would all need to go back together. And the recoil slide and spring will go back in. And it is very tricky to get this back on, because you have to slide it on and line it up all at the same time, and you can get them all lined up together. Very tricky. All right, I'm gonna see if I can capture them all together as I do it. All right, so once you get them all lined up in there, so you're gonna slide it all the way back, over and down, and slide it over the rails, and then push the plastic clip back up. Now, again, because you need the magazine in it, I'm gonna place the magazine in, and I'm going to cycle and fire the weapon, and to make sure that it's back together correctly. Now, I would actually take snap caps. I don't have any 22 snap caps, and I would load it, and I would cycle and see if those cartridges, snap caps, are ejecting. Then I would actually do a dry fire, an actual live fire, where I would take it to a shot barrel, or if I had an area where I could go shoot it, I would actually test fire and see if the extractor, after inspecting it and looking at it, and if I needed to replace it, and I replaced either the extractor or the spring, then I would test fire it and see if what I had replaced is actually was the fix, and make sure that it's working. I would then, after I've test fired it, of course, and a good customer service is I would take it and inspect it again, and clean it, and return the firearm in cleaned and inspected shape. I would probably check other things on the firearm. I would hate to give a firearm back to somebody and there's something else wrong with it or broken. Even if they didn't ask me to fix it, I would mention it to them and say, hey, you've got this is broken. Would you like me to repair it? Anyway, so that is my overall of repairing this P22, Walther P22, and the broken extractor, or the broken, or the worn out, or maybe even possibly broken spring. Thank you.